Hey, this is the new knife grinding jig I built to go on my shop built belt grinder. So the idea with this is to grind a consistent bevel on a knife edge. Like if you look, see how the bevel on that side matches the bevel on that side pretty good. What you do is use these two bolts right here. You loosen those and you adjust this so that it's exactly the width of your workpiece. With the blade running, the blade travel is going down this way. With the blade running, you put this right up to where you want your plunge line on your knife. So you can see that's a sloppy plunge line. This one's a little bit better. What I did was try to make a mark on here where I wanted to start the plunge line, and then when I put it in this direction, you only want to run the mark. You only want to run the work up till the mark is even with that edge of the belt. You do the same thing on this side, where you advance it forward until you hit that mark on there. I found using this thing, the easiest way to do it is start it here, so it doesn't because the belt wants to catch the knife and actually stop the whole machine, and then it starts tearing things up. So I found it's easier if you put it in like this. I push it all the way through, and when I bring it back, I roll it up on the way out. Do that again, see if I can do it smoother. You roll it up on the way out to get that curve on the edge of your knife. And if you look at the grind marks, it's hard to see in this light, but if you look at the grind marks, they're sort of coming out tangent to the arc of that curve all the way across there. So this thing has a bunch of different adjustments on it. You can, this on the back side, both of these pieces adjust, and actually there's a notch cut out where this goes past the platen, but both of these adjust. And what I did was just made sure that they were perfectly square, square to the table part that slides back and forth. Then these two bolts right here are tapped into the plate underneath. But what you do is you use this to adjust the width. So if you wanted to do something that was only an eighth inch thick, you could tighten these up. Or if you want to do something that's a 1/4 inch, you can make it wider, or even wider. Really, I milled about an inch of play in those. Then when you use this thing, you can you take successively heavier cuts on it. So by adjusting this, if you can see, this thing's going to go forward and back, and down inside here, you can see as you adjust this, see how as I back that off, it gets farther away. So as you adjust this, you're going to be taking more and more of a grind off the edge of your knife. You can see the angle in here. See if I can get right through there. Yeah, you can see the angle as you move this thing forward or back. The angle the belt's making with your workpiece changes, or it doesn't really change. It just gets closer to the belt. So what you do when you use this, you just put this in, take a grind, give this a crank, take a grind. And there's these wing nuts right here. This part actually moves. This bottom thing is fixed. This thing moves. So what I'm doing is driving it's really just a 3/8 inch piece of 3/8 inch bolt, but it's a lead screw. And what I'm doing is I put a shaft collar on this part, so this thing rotates, but it's never going to move as you turn it. The only thing that moves is the nut on the end of this. The nut drives your knife closer and closer to the belt with every pass. What these are for is to sort of tighten it down, because otherwise there wouldn't be anything holding this. It'll be free to bounce up and down, and this way you can just advance it a little bit, snug it up, make your grind advance. You can just work through like that. I'll try to take it apart a little bit. So on the bottom side, on the bottom side, you can see the welded rods on here. So this thing can slide back, and these can slide back and forth, sort of that direction. Let me see if I get a better angle on this. Yeah, so now you can now you can see this. So these will slide back and forth, but it locks the head of the bolt in there so it doesn't turn. And that way you can just use your fingers up top. So let me take these out of here. So what's gonna happen, I'll unscrew this, bolt will drop out. Normally I'd use two hands, but my camera's on one. So here, unscrew this guy. Okay, I've tried to standardize all this on 1/2 inch. There's the other one that dropped. So I have 2 washers, 2 wing nuts, 2 bolts. Okay, so I can, by turning this, I should be able to take it all the way off of here. I need to actually loosen. You can control the angle it makes. But the reason I'm grabbing a wrench is so I can loosen this. Alright, so set that. There. Alright. So now you can also get a better view of what the back side of this looks like. So this notch, when you raise the whole thing up, straddles the belt, and you can see this back plate. Well, now all that's holding it in, all that's holding this plate in is this lead screw right here. And we'll see if we can't get that unwound. I found when I use this, it only takes, on this knob, it takes about that much of a turn, and you're taking about as much material off of that knife as you can. All right, so now you can see what the bottom of this piece. This is sort of the sled or the slider that slides back and forth in this part when that screw pushes it. So slider's off. Now you can see what the tray looks like where the slider actually runs. So this, you can see this part's still attached. Got these 2 slots that I spend a little quality time. This one, the head on the milling machine came loose a little bit as I was pushing on it because it's really 1/2 inch material. It's pretty close to the limits of that machine. Anyway, so this is how it's all driven. The bottom side, there's also a piece of, there's also right across here is a piece of 1/2 inch inside diameter, 1/8 inch wall tubing. And then, so when you tighten down this nut onto this bolt, when you tighten this down really good, it'll hold your angle, and it's all compressed. Everything just compresses and it really locks in tight. Yeah, and then the rest of this is just the belt grinder I made. I think I did another video of this, but yeah, it's got a 5-horse 220 volt motor. I can control the speed with 2 pulleys on here. You can control the speed. It's got a hardened. Some people use glass on these. I just used I hardened a piece of tool steel on this and didn't really anneal it out any softer. So this is really just glass hard steel right back here. And the rest of these, I made all that on the milling machine. It's got a hydraulic tensioner arm, which is still actually pushing right now. See if we can get an action shot of this. So watch when I got a little 2-way valve. So you just pop it, pop. So that's what tensions your blade. Anyway, this is so this is my belt grinder. That's my new attachment. That's all. Thank you for watching.